So you know how previously Dylan Mulvaney got a deal with Bud Light where she did like a couple TikTok videos and they probably gave her some money and a custom little can with her face on it? It was not a very good picture of her, if I'm gonna be honest. I kind of feel like the picture that they put of her on there was not very flattering. It's been causing some issues and there was some backlash and there was some supportive folks coming out saying like they liked Bud Light and they wanted to drink it and stuff and they started buying it. And also there's this new thing happening where suspected Bud Light purchase likely led to altercation outside Ontario liquor store. Police. What? Ontario, come on, Canada, you're supposed to be better than this. Come on, Canada. A possible hate-motivated assault outside of a Vaughan liquor store last weekend were likely initiated over a suspected Bud Light purchase, police say. York Regional Police issued a news release about the incident, which happened at around 8:30 p.m. Saturday. A man and a woman were allegedly accosted by several males outside of a store located in the Jane Street and Major Mackenzie Drive West area. This is kind of pathetic. I know. Do they sell their beer in bags? That would be funny. It's like playing slap bag. Slap bag is usually done with wine, but you can play it with beer if just like their milk comes in bag. Yeah. Canada has turned into USA Light. Yeah, Canada was always USA Light. There are some places there which are decent, but no. So one of the suspects commented on the male victim's choice of alcohol and uttered anti-homosexual derogatory slurs as he approached the victim, police said in a news release. A police spokesperson told Global News the suspect commented on what they thought was a Bud Light purchase. But it wasn't. He didn't actually have Bud Light. Dude, this dude had a fucking Keystone Light. And the guy got real mad because the blue and white colors triggered him too hard. I guess there were some rainbow colors on the cans, and so it was initiated that way. Oh, okay, so just some other beer brand that had a rainbow on it. Upon further determination as to what they purchased, they still weren't happy with that. Let's just put it that way. And the insults continued. Right, okay. So here's what happened. This guy's like, you're out there drinking fucking Bud Light, you faggot. And then like, he went over and saw that he was not, in fact, buying Bud Light, but it was some other beer with a rainbow on it. And he's like, oh, well, I guess it's not Bud Light, but you're still getting a rainbow, you fucking f-. And then, like, that's how it went down. And they continued escalating past that point. Like, the insults continued. Yeah, this comments on the deal between Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light. One of the suspects approached the male victim, and a female victim then stepped between them, and she was assaulted before two more suspects got involved, and both victims were assaulted, with the male being knocked to the ground. So there was just a man and a woman, probably like a heterosexual couple, frankly, who went to the store to get some beer, and they got assaulted by some people because those people were homophobic. So like, imagine attacking two straight people because they are just buying a beer that you don't like. A bystander intervened. High five. Seriously, like, there's not enough credit given when a bystander intervenes, I think. And I know that I think a lot of people would say like, well, that's the bare minimum. You know, you need to be doing something. You know, you shouldn't just stand there and like let the bystander effect get you. But the bystander effect is like a psychological like state of being that is kind of hard to get out of. So I think if we could encourage people when they do step in and like go, yes, that's the correct thing to do, then we're going to end up with like more so a positive reward for doing the right thing rather than like shaming and negativity for not doing the right thing, you know? So let's say, just give props to whoever it was that stood in. The female, a 27-year-old woman, had to go to the hospital to be treated for her injuries. The 26-year-old man suffered minor injuries and didn't need medical attention. Police have released an image of one of the suspects, described as a 25 to 35-year-old man with slim build, short buzz hair, tattoo on the jawline and hands. Some more descriptions. Blah, 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 blah. It is believed there was a crowd of people nearby at the time of the incident. Any witnesses who've not yet spoken to investigators are asked to come forward. This is one of the people that they released pictures of, but I don't know, let's not really focus on that. It's scary to step in because you can also get hurt. Of course, yeah, I mean, that is the danger. You know, if two dogs are fighting and you try to separate the dogs, you could get bitten. It's a risk for sure. Yeah, but imagine being so pressed about rainbow colors. A man with a shaved head, who would have thought? Right. I am glad that they are okay, and I hope that they get the people who are involved with this. You know, they have descriptions, maybe some camera footage. If there was a crowd around, they might have some camera footage. But yeah, it's so shit because it's like, sometimes I feel like, okay, Mostly when I am with my partner because he's so masculine. If we're out in public, I appear so femme by comparison that we'll just come across as a straight couple. Like if I have my hair down, I'll just seem like a kind of butch woman, and it'll be fine. And then we can be perceived as a straight couple and I'll be like safe that way. It's just proof that there is no safety. You can be like a guy and a girl just like out in the world. And because you decide you buy the wrong beer, how dare you buy a beer with a rainbow on it? You could get the shit kicked out of you such that the woman had to go to the hospital. What is it about the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light thing that has them 3 times as rabid as usual? I've never seen it this bad. I don't know. I think that it's that Dylan Mulvaney is happy. Like, this is the thing that I've said before. I think the thing that is so enraging about this is because she is not pressed. Like, she is not bothered. She is in her lane, moisturized and thriving. I just don't see what else it could be that makes them just froth. She's too happy, too openly trans. They can't have both of those things existing at the same time. Beer is sort of sacred to them. That's true, Paint. Yeah, it's like their culture is being threatened now. And they're taking it out on random people buying the beer instead of like, I don't know, go be a terrorist to the Bud Light buildings or something. I don't know, fucking leave us alone. Like, it's not the fault of random people. They build whole cultures around beer brands. They argue like hockey teams. Once you have your one beer, you're just gonna like stick to that. Transphobia is just getting worse. Right. I mean, transphobia is at an all-time high as far as I can tell. Like, for my entire life, I don't think that transphobia has ever been worse. And I was born in the early 90s. I don't, in the United States, obviously transphobia in other parts of the world is awful. I'm speaking from a very privileged position as an American, but as far as I can tell, transphobia is as bad as it's ever been. And Dylan Mulvaney being a trans woman in particular, who is beautiful and just a sparkling ray of sunshine, I think it really bothers them that she can exist, like just be who she is, and they're deeply offended by that, and they can't do anything about it, which I think like is maddening. I think it's maddening to them. Bud Light literally sponsors the Riverwalk Pride Parade in San Antonio every year. They've had their name on floats full of LGBT people going down the river. It's not like it's new, right? They had a rainbow beer bottle in the summer of 2022, and they're only just losing their fucking minds now. It's gonna be May. Thank you so much to my Patreon supporters. I want to especially shout out this month Tiago Nascimento, Mersh Rolvog, Danielle McDonald, Amanda B, Athiette, Spooky Heather Sylvia, Sarah A, Wellington Marcus, Michelle Winter, Desi Quiche, Jamie Jam, Suzanne Maynard, Mr. Atheist, Elizabeth Bartell, Kevin Young, Nova, and Sojo.